Very shocking news. Loudly crying face. The painful secret of BTS. Kim hide from the world. Loudly crying face. The heartbreaking truth behind his smile. In a quiet room filled with books and the scent of old paper, a young boy once sat alone, trying to reconcile the genius in his mind with the uncertainty in his heart. His name was Kim Nam-joon. To the world today, he is RM, the philosopher-king of K-pop, the leader of BTS, and the man who spoke at the United Nations. But before the global influence and the heavy crown of leadership, Kim Nam-joon was a boy who felt like an alien in his own life. This is not just a story of a rapper who made it big. This is the story of a man who carried the survival of 6 other souls on his shoulders, while his own was breaking in silence. This is the deep, emotional journey of Kim Nam-joon, the leader who learned to love himself so that we could learn to love ourselves. The struggle for Kim Nam-joon began with the weight of a brilliant mind. With an IQ of 148, the world expected him to become a scholar, a lawyer, or a man of high society. Various media sources suggest that Kim Nam-joon faced immense pressure from his family and teachers to abandon his frivolous dream of music. He was a boy who wrote lyrics in the margins of his school books, hiding his passion like a shameful secret. The emotional conflict was devastating. He felt like he was disappointing everyone who believed in his intellect. He was a teenager torn between the safety of a stable future and the dangerous call of the microphone. When he finally chose the path of an underground rapper, he found himself in a world where he was too smart for the hip-hop scene and too rebellious for the academic world. He was a man without a home, drifting in a sea of judgment before his life had even truly begun. When Kim Nam-joon became the first member of BTS, the burden changed but the pain remained. As the leader, he was the shield. During the trainee years, Kim Nam-joon had to watch as dozens of talented friends left the agency, their dreams shattered. He remained, practicing until his vision blurred, writing hundreds of songs that were often torn apart by critics. According to various media reports and past interviews, the early years of BTS were defined by a lack of resources and a surplus of hate. Kim Nam-joon was the target of relentless online bullying. People attacked his appearance, his voice, and his right to be a rapper. He was told he was ruining the image of K-pop. The mental pressure of being responsible for the group's success while being told he was the ugly or untalented one was a poison. He spent nights staring at his reflection, wondering if the critics were right. He was the pillar of the group, but inside, Kim Nam-joon was crumbling under the fear that his leadership would lead his brothers into a dead end. There was a moment of profound, quiet agony that many fans might not fully realize. According to verified interviews and the Burn the Stage documentary, Kim Nam-joon reached a point where he felt he had lost himself entirely. He felt like he was becoming a monologue rather than a person. In one of his most vulnerable admissions, he spoke about the time he wanted to give up during a particularly dark season of criticism. He felt that his presence was hurting the group's reputation. He questioned if he was worthy of the title leader. Various media sources suggest that the transition from the aggressive rap monster persona to the thoughtful RM was born from a period of deep depression and self-loathing. He felt like an imposter. He was teaching the world to love yourself, while he spent his private hours in a room full of shadows, unable to find a single reason to like the man he had become. But Kim Nam-joon did not stay in the dark. He did something extraordinary, illegally brave in the world of idols. He admitted his flaws. He turned his self-doubt into a bridge. He decided that if he was lost, he would be lost with his fans. He took the rejection and the failure and turned them into Indigo, a masterpiece of human emotion. He stayed because he realized that his members needed a leader who was human, not a leader who was perfect. He chose to embrace his clumsiness, his mistakes, and his overthinking. He transformed his leadership from a position of power to a position of empathy. He stayed to ensure that the 6 younger members never had to feel as alone as he did in those early years. Even at the height of his power, the loneliness of leadership is a verified reality for Kim Nam-joon. He has spoken about the burnout that comes with being the spokesperson for a global movement. He has hinted at the immense pressure of representing an entire nation every time he speaks English on an international stage. Verified reports from his solo work and documentaries show a man who often retreats into art and nature to escape the noise of his own fame. Disclaimer: various media sources and fan theories suggest that Kim Nam-joon often feels a sense of identity loss, wondering where the artist ends and the leader begins. The silence of his studio is often filled with the weight of decisions that affect thousands of people, and the loneliness of making those decisions is a burden he carries with a quiet, dignified sadness. Why is Kim Nam-joon loved with such profound respect? It is because he is the world's big brother. People love Kim Nam-joon because he doesn't just give answers. He asks the right questions. He is loved because he stood before the United Nations and talked about his own mistakes. He is the man who uses his income to donate millions to art galleries and museums to keep culture alive for the next generation. Verified data shows his significant donations to the Overseas Korean Cultural Heritage Foundation. He is loved because he stayed in a small company when he could have been a solo star, choosing the bond of brotherhood over the glory of the self. He is the leader who steps back to let his members shine, a man whose greatness is found in his humility. The professional achievements of Kim Nam-joon are monumental. He has over 200 songs credited to his name, making him one of the most prolific songwriters in Korean history. His solo album Indigo reached number 3 on the Billboard 200, a verified historic feat. According to various media sources, his net worth is estimated to be around $30 to $35 million, but he spends much of it on preserving heritage and supporting the arts. He is a member of the Korea Music Copyright Association, KOMCA, and has been recognized as a cultural icon by governments worldwide. But for Kim Nam-joon, the true reward is the letter from a stranger saying, "I am still here because of your words." Looking toward the future, Kim Nam-joon dreams of a life where he can just be a person who loves art. His future plans involve exploring the world of poetry and visual arts, and perhaps one day living a quiet life surrounded by his books. He wants to be an artist who ages gracefully, someone whose music becomes a comfort for the weary. He plans to return from his military service with a soul that is even more grounded, ready to lead BTS into a new era of maturity. His goal is not more fame, but more truth. The story of Kim Nam-joon is a testament to the fact that leadership is not about being the strongest. It is about being the most honest. He is the boy who was once told his voice didn't matter, who now speaks for the world. He is the man who took the monster out of his name and replaced it with a human soul. Kim Nam-joon took his fear of failure and his intellectual isolation and turned them into a home for millions of misfits. As the narration fades, let the quiet weight of his sacrifice sink in. Think of the man who had to be the adult when he was still a child. Think of the leader who smiled for his members while he was crying for himself. Kim Nam-joon is a reminder that even the strongest pillars sometimes shake, and that is okay. He is the man who taught us that maybe I made a mistake yesterday, but yesterday's me is still me. We honor Kim Nam-joon for his mind, but we love him for his heart. Thank you, Kim Nam-joon, for carrying the world so we didn't have to. Your journey is a masterpiece of resilience, and as long as there is someone struggling to find their voice, your words will be the echo that gives them strength.